Good evening. The United States, Britain and France have fired more than 100 missiles into Syria. President Trump said it was in retaliation for a chemical weapons attack that killed 60 people. The airstrikes targeted 3 Syrian government sites that make and store chemicals as well as a command post. Australia supported the attack, but Russia has warned there will be consequences.
A fiery trail lights up the 4 a.m. darkness in Damascus. Residents woken by air raid sirens screaming the warning that airstrikes were imminent. Precise missiles fired from warships and fighter jets.
A combined operation with the armed forces of France and the United Kingdom is now underway.
A response to last weekend's gas attack in Douma.
The evil and the despicable attack left mothers and fathers, infants and children thrashing in pain and gasping for air. These are not the actions of a man. They are crimes of a monster instead.
That attack coming a year after another. Back then, 58 airstrikes in response. Today, Syria was bombarded with more than 100 missiles. In 2017, there was a single target. This time, there were 3. Rather than just wiping out an airbase, the Allies focused on chemical weapons facilities.
Clearly, the Assad regime did not get the message last year. This time, our allies and we have struck harder.
The Assad regime was the military target. The political target is much broader.
To Iran and to Russia, I ask, what kind of a nation wants to be associated with the mass murder of innocent men, women, and children? The nations of the world can be judged by the friends they keep.
Even this week, the Russians vetoed a resolution at the UN Security Council, which would have established an independent investigation into the Douma attack.
Australia fully supports the US-led strikes against chemical weapons facilities in Syria today. We were not asked to participate in this particular action, and I won't engage in hypotheticals about would-bes and could-bes.
In the United States, Ashley Mullaney, 7 News.
Good evening. After days of threats, US President Donald Trump has launched military strikes in a 2-hour blitz on Syria's capital. Britain and France joined the nighttime raid on air bases and research facilities in the hope President Bashar al-Assad will give up his stockpile of chemical weapons. Peter Stefanovic reports.
This was Donald Trump's red line moment, but unlike his predecessor, he pulled the trigger.
A short time ago, I ordered the United States Armed Forces to launch precision strikes on targets associated with the chemical weapons capabilities of Syrian dictator Bashar al-Assad.
Military air bases, scientific research and chemical weapons storage facilities were smashed by a volley of Tomahawk missiles fired by American warships and backed by British and French forces.
This is a one-time shot, and I believe that it sent a very strong message.
It was these pictures that stunned the coalition into action. Up to 75 people, including young children, killed last weekend in a chemical weapons strike in Douma, a suburb of the capital Damascus. It's estimated this was the 50th time in Syria's 7-year civil war that its government gassed its own people.
We cannot allow the use of chemical weapons to become normalised within Syria, on the streets of the UK, or anywhere else in our world.
Today's retaliation, supported by Australia's government, marked the second time Trump has attacked Syria. Last April, the US launched 58 missile strikes against military targets, but Assad still didn't get the message.
The Assad regime cannot be allowed to commit such crimes with impunity. That is why Australia fully supports the US-led strikes against chemical weapons facilities in Syria today.
Russia claims it's being threatened and actions will have consequences. Earlier today, it claimed Syria wasn't even responsible for last week's chemical attack. It was Britain, and it was staged.
This is grotesque. It's a blatant lie. It's some of the worst piece of fake news we've yet seen from the Russia propaganda machine.
Just last week, Trump said he hoped to withdraw from the Syrian conflict, but now he's sliding deeper into a multi-sided and very complex war. Peter Stefanovic, 9 News.